Hi folks, my name is Aubrey Richardson and I'm a licensed professional counselor in the state of Texas, and today I wanted to walk through what is EMDR. EMDR is definitely something that's gotten a lot more trendy, a lot more popular. It's something that you're starting to hear in the social media world. It's getting a little bit more popular on TikTok, and I think it's really important that you are able to ask questions and find really good information so that you can make informed choices about your treatment. EMDR is getting wildly popular for a reason. It's really effective. It's got a lot of research behind it, and I always let my clients know that it has enough research and enough science behind it that it is actually an approved treatment for PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder, through the VA. And as we all know, the VA isn't going to pay for things. It isn't really going to pay for therapy unless they know it's going to work. So VA really endorses EMDR. EMDR stands for eye movement desensitization and reprocessing, which sounds kind of weird, kind of hokey, because why are we involving our eyes? What are we desensitizing? And what are we reprocessing? All of those words can sound really intimidating, really scary. I don't want you desensitizing me, and I don't want you reprocessing me. What the heck does that mean? Eye movement is one way that we can engage both sides of the brain, the left side and the right side. That's all it means when we say eye movement. Desensitization means that you can talk about whatever has happened in your life, all of these traumas that have happened, without getting so activated, without getting so elevated in your response when you're talking about those things. And reprocessing means that when you pull that memory up to talk about it or to think about it, you are able to look at it differently and with a different perspective than when the event originally happened. So if we put all those things together, we use eye movement to engage both sides of the brain in order to become less activated by a traumatic event and in order to tell ourselves a different story about the event. Eye movement is just one way that we can engage both sides of the brain in what's called bilateral stimulation. Two sides stimulating the brain. So classic EMDR, you are going to use your eyes. A therapist will hold up their hand, hold up two fingers, and go back and forth at different speeds and sometimes in different directions. It can go diagonally as well. And you follow those fingers with your eyes. That doesn't always work virtually. So there are other options for virtual EMDR. Whether you're in person or virtual, you can see a light bar. It's a long light, or a long bar, with the little light that just goes back and forth. Again, at different speeds, your therapist controls that, and you watch the light with your eyes to again engage both sides of the brain. Another really amazing option, if that isn't comfortable for you, I know that's not comfortable for me with my very sensitive eyes. So another thing that can be really helpful is what's called using a butterfly hug. So you cross your arms, give yourself a hug all the way up by your shoulders, and then you just relax your arms until it's nice and comfortable, and then you just tap back and forth at a consistent speed. And again, your therapist will tell you if we need to move faster, if we need to move slower. Your therapist is there to help you with that. The best way to explain how EMDR works in the brain is if you think of a traumatic event as a whirlpool or an eddy in your brain along a river. The river is flowing in a direction of wellness and health and functioning. The eddy, this whirlpool, it is stuck, right? It's right on the edge. It's pulling all of this stuff in, and it's creating a lot of problems for us, right? It's creating blockages. It's sucking stuff in. That whirlpool is a traumatic event. Because our brain recognizes that event as trauma, it means our brain is like, I don't know what to do with this information. I don't know how to store it. I don't know how to handle it. I don't know where to file it. Therefore, it's just going to sit here and it's going to constantly replay over and over again, right? That whirlpool, until our brain figures out what to do with that. So EMDR comes in and kind of pokes that whirlpool until it stops swirling and reintegrates with the rest of the brain, the rest of the memories, the rest of our body's natural tendency to gravitate towards health and wellness. With that being said, EMDR is incredibly effective. It is not easy, nor is it necessarily faster than other kinds of therapy, of talk therapy. EMDR, I like to remind all of my clients, all of my folks, is one of the most difficult things that you're going to do. It is going to suck, and it's going to be worth it. If that's a path that you think is going to work for you, if that's something that you're like, nope, not for me, Aubrey, that's amazing, wonderful, an incredibly valid choice, and there are other ways to help with trauma. This is just one tool that we have in our toolbox. EMDR does require you to have a pretty good skill set of being able to ground yourself and being able to cope with some really distressing thoughts and feelings, right? Because we are going right into that whirlpool, right into that traumatic memory. So before we start any kind of EMDR, we're going to really make sure that together, therapist and client, that you feel confident in your ability to handle distressing thoughts, distressing feelings as they come up inside and outside the session. If you have any questions about EMDR, if you want to know more, I'm going to link some incredible videos and also the website to the International EMDR Association. They have some amazing resources, some amazing articles out there. If you have any questions, let me know. Call me, beat me if you want to reach me. And I look forward to chatting again soon.